Hello everyone, this is SWTOR here, back with another Star Wars The Old Republic video. Today I have for you guys another Star Wars The Republic discussion episode. In today's episode I'm going to be going over level scaling and planets. I'm going to be going over my personal view of it and how I personally don't think it's a problem. And I'm just going to be going over all that different stuff since it seems like it's quite an interesting topic and I just want to give my views on it. So I hope you guys enjoy this Star Wars The Republic discussion episode. As always, if you guys enjoy those videos, then make sure to leave a like. And if you guys want some nice gaming glasses, then check the links down below. No scope gaming glasses, but yeah. I hope you guys enjoy this video. And I'll see you guys in the discussion. Alrighty guys, let's get into the video right now. So as you know, in Star Wars The Republic, they recently added level scaling. Now personally, level scaling is basically a way in Star Wars The Republic to go ahead and personally try and play the game in a different sense to where you can play the game the normal way as other players do, except now the levels will be scaled to the point where you can just decide to play the game as much as you want, but while playing the said game, as you know, Star Wars The Republic, there'll now be a different leveling process to where you can play the older content while having it scaled and having different rewards. Now, this process seems pretty interesting, not gonna lie. I do understand what they were trying to do with it, which is extremely nice, since personally I felt like a lot of people just completely forgot in the whole entire game itself, is that BioWare wanted it so you could play different stuff and not get bored of the end game. Now, I like this design decision mainly because I sometimes get bored in Star Wars The Republic. I'm pretty sure other players do. And when you get bored, you only do, for the most part, operations and flashpoints, challenges, and whatnot. But eventually, you want to do something else. So, if you never decide to do any of the, older planet quests, then this is your chance to do something. So, with the level scaling, you can go to any planet. As you can tell, currently I'm on Yavin 4. And it'll get you to level 65, and it will shift the level down to, a appropriate level to what the planet is to. So currently, as you can tell, I'm level 65, and it skilled me down to, the damage and the health of a level 62 player. So it's pretty nice that they're adding this addition, or this is actually in the game now, since you'll be able to see different ways to deal with the game. You'll also be able to see different ways to just deal with different situations. Since personally, I like level scaling since it will give us a different sense of enjoyment to the game that we didn't originally have, and I feel like a lot of people forget that, since, when you're playing the game, you don't always really focus on the quests. I know a lot of people like to listen to the conversations, but people wanted something to do, as in a lot of people were getting so bored of the game, they were like, I'm done with this game, the only thing that's bringing me back is the story. So now, if you get bored of operations and flashpoints or building your alliance, you can now do these little daily heroic 2s, and not only that, when you go to the different planets, you will be able to scale your level along with the quests that you get, so it will give you appropriate rewards, which is extremely useful and also extremely nice. So if you decide you're going to level a new tune and you forget to complete some different stuff, then now you can go back to that said planet. You'll be scaled down to what it normally is, and then you can complete those, and it'll be enjoyable again. Now, a lot of people seem to dislike this since it will now get rid of some of these said challenges we have. And one of them, of course, is like soloing the world bosses. Now, I don't see a big problem in that since, once again, I mean, the bosses themselves, they're pretty cool to solo. They were cool to solo, but now it's a bit different. Personally, as you can tell, we just have the Yavin 4 boss right here. But that's one of the only complaints I could see with level scaling. Personally, it's actually quite an interesting idea by BioWare personally. I don't understand why people were so angry about it originally. I think it was mainly because it was something different in the game, and sometimes players don't like to see different changes. Now, this one seems like it was extremely useful since we're dealing with a game, of course, an MMO. You are, after all, usually paying around $15 a month for the game, and you would likely expect, a bunch of content, since if you are clearly paying quite a bit of money for a game for a month compared to different games we can just buy at one time, like different games like CSGO and TF2. Those are all one time, as you only have to pay it once. The skins and stuff are completely optional. But I think a lot of people forget the fact that you know, all that stuff is optional, but at the same time, you have to realize that a lot of people don't like paying for games, as in they don't like paying lots of money for it, or they don't like paying tons of money for it. I just got destroyed, by the way. But a lot of people don't like paying bunch of extra money for a game that's pointless, and I can tell that a lot of people sub to this game because they want to see a bunch of different content, or they want to do something else in the game. Because, I mean, there's no point in being sub to a game if you're not going to play it, right? So people expect to, you know, get their money's worth. So they pay constantly for the game, and they want to keep the game fresh and unique. And BioWare wants to do that too, because, I mean, they don't want to lose subs that are actually playing the game and enjoying it. Because if they lose subs, then that means there's going to be less content in the game, and they're not going to have enough money to actually fund the game and continue it on. So, of course, they do have to, I guess, they bring some different stuff to the table. And this is kind of a way to adding the older content, but giving it a purpose. Now, a lot of people may consider these Heroic 2s just basically pointless dailies, but I like them to the point as in I've never done them before. So since I've never done them before, it's going to be nice because there's tons of Heroics, and they may be for all the different planets. I know personally there was a one for Ilum that I've already done, but a lot of the planets I've never even done those certain quests. So now that I've never done them, it gives me a chance to play the different parts of the game that I've never seen before, and with that in mind, it's really nice because it will be level 65 since it's scaled up, and it allows me to play the game to the best of my ability while also enjoying the story content and enjoying everything else added. So all in all, it seems like this, I guess say, little addition to the expansion is extremely useful, but the only, I guess say, con that many people have, I don't really have this big of a con about it, but the only con that I see most people have is you won't be able to solo the world bosses anymore, which is a bit of a disappointment, but it's something you can overlook, because it would be a bit more interesting to have a bit of have a challenge with these bosses once again, like have, like say 4 people do it, or like 5 people, as in not many people just undermanning it, because I'm pretty sure that will still be possible, because even if you have really good gear, even when you are skilled down to a certain level, you still will have, you know, some perks since your gear will be optimized, and along with the level stuff and it changing overall, you'll still have all those different unique abilities and all that optimization. Just it will be at a different and lower level for the planet you are on. Now, one last thing before I go in this video, I just want to mention with the level scaling is that a lot of people seem to get confused, and they start to realize, you know, that in its own, this is quite an interesting idea in the fact that you will now be able to play the game for a better purpose. But not only that, I feel like it's really nice since we get to see all the different aspects of the game to a point where we can just see different stuff that we've never seen before. Now, for the player that has played through everything, has multiple tunes all set up to level 65, and they leveled everything, probably done multiple of the quests without the 12 XP. Now, I can understand it's obviously not going to be the best for them, since if they've done most of this, they aren't going to really care too much if, you know, say they've completed everything else. They're likely going to be, you know, and this is just a way of BioWare to, you know, give us some extra daily quest or something, which is true on its own, not going to lie, but if you're new to that, as in you haven't done too much with the older content, this is going to go ahead and help many different players. And I know that a lot of people might not want to hear that, since a lot of players clearly played the game to the point where they wanted to, you know, play it for the story specifically. I know that there's a lot of players like that, but for players like me that haven't played through everything in the game, in the old vanilla game, and everything it's had to offer, this is kind of a way to introduce us players into all the different stuff that the game has available, which on its own I think is pretty cool and interesting, because BioWare is going to give this back, as in they're going to give us different content. It might not be new, but personally to me and some other people, it might be, you know, considered new on its own. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this Star Wars discussion video. I felt like this was pretty interesting just to go over, since once again I feel like a lot of people seem to forget. Yeah, they seem to just constantly forget with this. No, it's a not really expansion, but they seem to forget that a lot of stuff in this game can be completely left like unknown, and just because of that fact, I feel like a lot of people just don't understand what this game is truly capable of showing us, and also they don't understand exactly what the game in its own just has completely set to offer. So yeah, that is all I personally have to say for this. So I hope you guys enjoyed this Star Wars Republic discussion video. As always, if you guys enjoy these videos, then make sure to leave a like. and subscribe. And I'll see you guys in the next one.